there something I should be doing in particular?
Oh, exactly what you're doing.
Okay, I'm just making sure when we have that overlap that's fine. Like yes. Ice is full.
Yes.
And just making sure. Just making sure. You talking to me?
That's what I want to say. That's what I want to say.
And yet I won't get my RIP paid this week. So there you go. If I'm in your way, you let me know, please. I haven't worked here but 2 weeks, so I don't have any idea. I'm sorry. Before I sent any email, I asked you for clarity who would be able to see that email, and I was told you, Amy, and Tika, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Can you explain that to me?
You can ask Tika about that.
Why is everything always like you're the manager I'm working with? Like, why? I didn't know I was asking a hot topic. Like, I'm just asking. Like, you said the other day that this is the open email for like customers to use. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the one I sent it to. I asked you that day for clarity. I wasn't planning on that email yet. I was planning on one more about my financial
mm-hmm.
situation, which really would have been too bad if somebody else would have been privy to that. But why are you not a good enough manager if you're the one I'm working with to ask such a question about an email? I don't
understand. I was told by my boss to any question like that, go to her.
Any questions?
Yes. Not all, but some questions. She want me to her only. So she's my boss.
I'm log off now, right?
With my hours being cut, which I believe is a direct retaliation to the email I sent with concerns. I'm being told by the top manager, Tika, that there aren't hours and that I will be able to basically work more as there are more available. At the same time, a female hired just a week or so after me is working full-time hours, at least according to the Love's version of full-time hours, because I've always thought of full-time as 40 hours, but apparently they consider full-time anything that's 32 or more. So I worked 36 my first week. I was scheduled for 32 hours every week since, and each time since my email, this is the second week that my hours have been cut from 32 to 16. Tika admitted to doing it, and I have that evidence, and it's not my work ethic, because I have that also evidenced by the assistant manager. It's not that I'm not a good hard worker or getting in there and doing my best and have an eye to see. This is definitely retaliation to, me having concerns about unhygienic public safety hazard kind of problems, and instead of firing me, which would be certainly grounds to just go and get a lawyer and sue them, they are cutting my hours back so that I just kind of go away by force, really. And they take me for a fool. I'm going to say they at least mean the district manager, Kevin Lane, and the top store manager, Tika Turner. And Terrence Jones and Tika both were there at my interview. They know I had only applied for a full-time position. I did mention when they had offered the job in a technical fashion through like an email link, and I had to accept it. I did mention that this was not the job I applied for. It did not specify the word full-time. Tika assured me that I would be receiving full-time hours, which I thought meant 40, by the 1 month mark, but that it would take possibly with training, I might not get full-time, which maybe to her meant 32, but to me it meant 40 until the month mark. And I said that I was fine with that as long as it was, we agreed on 30. Never would I have accepted a job where I could only get a teen amount of numbers and not be able to afford my rent. And they knew my situation. I did not hold back. And I fully disclosed that I was technically homeless and living in a hotel, had a weekly hotel rent, and those kind of things. Also, I have it because these have been very long days that I'm recording, and so I do have it. It's sort of like a needle in a haystack to find it, but Terrence, let's see, it would have been on the 24th, I believe. Terrence, it was on the 24th. October 24th, Terrence was, they call it onboarding. It's kind of like where they, they're giving you the job and you're coming in and they're trying to I'm pretty sure they've already given you the job at that point, but there's a man they're hiring, I saw him, and so they're continuing the hiring process. They were pretty desperate for people. When I applied, I literally applied online at night and got the call the very next morning around 9. I scored very high. The assistant manager commented on that at the interview, and since then, multiple times, he said I scored very high. That's basically why I got the call so quickly. And I think I got an 88 or something, but these are the kind of questions, including things like, the format was kind of like, this is what I would do a little bit, this is what I would do a lot, this is what I would never do, this is what I would, just kind of like that. But it included things like, I would not ever correct a manager, even if they're wrong, which I answered in such a way, more in that middle, meaning there is a time to correct even a manager. I don't go around correcting managers just for no reason or on little trifling things, but there is a time where even a manager should be held accountable. So these are the kind of questions I scored so well on. And I tried to tell Terrence once, just because I got hired doesn't mean my smartness or my integrity just went away. The things that are the reasons you wanted to hire me are still who I am. And what I have tried to send what I thought was a professional and kind email with no ill intent, even said that in my email, let's just say that I never foresaw that becoming this huge problem. Sure, did I think that it might ruffle some feathers? Yes. Did I have to have courage to send it when I was so dependent, and still am, on this new job, paying for my livelihood, of paying my rent? Yes. But courage I have, integrity I have, honesty I have, and honestly, the things I kept seeing on every day was something more. And since then, they've ordered new buckets, because that was one thing that I had mentioned, in finding some mold, that there was a really gross bucket, that I was supposed to just sanitize, which that wouldn't have removed the mold. That mold didn't come away without me scrubbing for, probably 40 minutes on all those parts. And I did it in the kitchen with the appropriate sanitizing solution and stuff, but it really took a lot of scrubbing. It wouldn't have just worked to just put the pieces in the bucket and soak it. But since my email that they have never responded to, what I've noticed is he ordered new buckets, and they're stacked over now on the side of the sink, in the gasoline area. So he even commented one day about he ordered new buckets. That's no surprise, nothing they're hiding. But I also noticed that when I was still working on the diesel side, that the laundry had doubled, and we were running through double the amount of laundry that we have been, and I noticed that they're trying to do things differently. In other words, the things that I pointed out were true and were their normal practice. And at least to cover their backsides, they're trying to like do things differently. They also have now moved me off of the diesel / shower side, so I'm not over there, which is the part they hired me for. So it really kind of shows, like, once again, like, without firing me, they're deciding, okay, she's not going to be here very long. You know, we're going to show her the back door, quote unquote, right? And so what they're doing is illegal. I haven't done anything wrong. I have not reported them to whether it be like the FDH or OSHA. I have not done that. I have thought to do it now that I'm being treated this way, but I still have not done it. So even in mentioning OSHA, which definitely bothered Mr. Kevin Lane, and I have evidence of that, I am being retaliated against, which is illegal. So